It's your boy Sketch, aka the artist, coming to you live in the living color. Just doing the second part of the Fate Blade Master Art class. First of all, I want to thank you for actually spending the time to listen to one of my tutorials about how to draw comics. And today we're going to talk about the basic, simple storyline telling of a comic. One of the things I want to encourage you whenever you're doing a comic book and it's hand drawn, is to make sure that every one of your characters are visible and can be seen. In the future upcoming tutorials, I'm going to teach you guys how to do backgrounds, but right now we're just talking about basic comic book conceptions. So this is one of my outlines that I've done in my story. As you can see, the characters are very sharp and bold and visible, be able to see. One of the things I want to encourage you, just as with the front covers, keep your panels simple, bold, so people can see it. It's depending also on what type of other comics that you're doing, where there may be action scenes or where there may be battles. There's certain formats. One of the things I want to encourage you before you do any of your comics, and my comics are usually 8 pages, and I would encourage you to sit down and think about your story. Think about what you want your character to be in and begin to sketch them out on regular paper. After you have done doing this, then you really begin to pencil the entire comic. I wouldn't advise you to do it page by page, but I would advise you to take your comics and sketch out the entire comic, and then after that do the inking. Also too, when you're drawing your inking your comics, you always have to remember that your lines have to be bold, simple, and dark. You do not want sketchy lines, because that way the characters will not be visible and people can't see it. This is actually something that I was inspired by the comic book series that I used to love in the 90s called Creed, and this is a part of one of the comics I'm doing. Have you noticed that each character in the comic book is at a place where you're able to see them visible? Another thing I want to encourage you guys on too is don't have more than 3 panels on your comics. One of the mistakes and misconceptions that I get from so many artists, and from what I've learned, if you have more than 3 to 4 panels, the comic does not look dynamic because you cannot look directly into the panel. So I want to encourage you, if you're going to have panels, do anywhere from 3 to 4, and begin to practice on sketching out your panels. Now, me being an artist, I'm actually able just to draw my characters correctly in ink. But what I want you to do, if you do have a character, I want you to design your character, and I want you to begin to practice on drawing your character on spare paper. It is something that is very much needed, so that when you do your comic, you're actually able to draw your character in depth and in detail. So this is the second part of the series that I'm about to do. In the third and final part of the series, we're going to go in to lettering and finally coloring your comic books and making them look presentable to the way you guys can post them. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your day and actually explaining to you about this. I hope you enjoyed. Get ready for the end of this series, which is in the next video. And that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me and actually listening to one of my tutorials. You have a blessed day and keep those pencils moving. This is your sketchboard artist saying, back on the grind, y'all. Be blessed. Deuces.